All right, let's talk about something we all know way too well, our crazy, chaotic digital lives. But what if the answer isn't a new app or some life hack, but actually a solution that's hundreds of years old? We're going to dive into this amazing story about a monk who found a secret to peace, of all places, in a super noisy kitchen. And believe it or not, it's exactly what we need today.
Okay, let me ask you something. You ever have that mini heart attack when you realize you've left your phone at home? Or that feeling, you know the one, where you're totally overwhelmed by all the pings and buzzes, but you're also terrified you're gonna miss something important? Yeah, if you're nodding along, you are so not alone.
So, that feeling, it's not just in your head. It's because we're all living in what you could call a digital wilderness. And it's a wilderness that's been specifically engineered to hunt down our most precious resource, our attention. And that brings us to this idea of the attention economy. You know, it is absolutely no accident that it's so hard to put your phone down. These apps, they're literally designed to play on our fear of missing out, our FOMO. They give us these little unpredictable hits of dopamine, that feel-good chemical, with every single notification. It's basically a slot machine in your pocket, and it's designed to keep you pulling that lever or, scrolling.
So take a look at these points. Let's just do a quick, honest check-in. Do any of these sound a little too familiar? Is your phone the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing at night? Recognizing this stuff in our own lives, that's the first and honestly the most important step to getting our focus back.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly, right? But here's the twist. The solution isn't some new productivity app or a digital detox plan. Nope, it comes from somewhere you would never, ever expect. We're going to look at a super simple secret from a guy named Brother Lawrence.
So this is the guy, Brother Lawrence. We're talking way back in the 17th century. And he wasn't one of those monks who got to sit in a quiet garden all day. His job? Working in the middle of a loud, chaotic, probably greasy monastery kitchen. And it was right there, in the middle of all that noise and all those interruptions, sound familiar? That he stumbled onto something pretty revolutionary about finding peace.
And this is the key, the huge shift in his thinking. He realized that peace wasn't about doing more stuff, performing more religious duties to try and earn points. No, it was about changing his whole state of mind. It was about cultivating presence, just this continuous, quiet awareness of connection in the things he was already doing. It's this massive shift from doing to just being.
And this quote, this just says it all, doesn't it? He's talking about flipping a pancake, basically. He took the most boring, everyday task you can imagine and turned it into this incredible moment of connection. That's the whole point. He wasn't trying to get away from his chores to find peace. He was finding peace in the chores.
Okay, so a monk flipping cakes in the 1600s. What in the world does that have to do with our smartphones buzzing in our pockets? Well, let's connect those dots. Let's see how we can take that exact same idea and find our own sense of presence, not in a monastery kitchen, but right in the middle of our notifications. Here it is. This is the big idea for us. What if we reframed the whole thing? What if every single buzz, every little ping, wasn't an annoying interruption, but an invitation? An invitation to come back to right now. Think of it like a little mindfulness bell, just for you.
And there's a super practical way to do this. It's called the pause, acknowledge, respond method. It is so simple, but wow, is it powerful. So the next time your phone buzzes, instead of just grabbing it, first just pause. Take one single deep breath. That's it. Second, acknowledge. Just silently check in with yourself, remember your intention for the day, and then, and only then, do you respond. That little gap, that breaks the whole cycle of just reacting on autopilot. It puts you back in the driver's seat.
And the cool thing is, you can start weaving these little micro moments of presence into your whole day. We're not talking about sitting down to meditate for an hour. No way. It's about finding these tiny little windows, like taking a breath before you open your email or feeling grateful while the coffee's brewing. These are small, doable things that add up. Now, I gotta say this because it's so important. You are going to get distracted. Your mind is gonna wander off a million times, and that is 100% okay. This is not about being perfect. The real practice is in what's called the gentle art of returning. It's just noticing you've drifted and then gently, without beating yourself up, just coming back. So what's the point of all these little moments? Well, something really cool happens when they start to stack up.
They build on each other, and they start to create something so much bigger. They start to create a life that's actually lived with presence. And the payoff here is huge. We're talking profound, life-changing benefits. It's way more than just feeling a little less stressed. You can see it here. We're talking about a deep, genuine sense of peace. We're talking about having better, more real relationships because you're actually there with people. And you start to build this inner resilience that doesn't get shaken by every little thing that happens. And after a while, something shifts. The goal is for this to become totally second nature. You move from having to think about it, from doing the practice, to just being present. It's not a technique you have to try and remember anymore. It just becomes how you are, how you move through your day. So let's wrap this up with one final thought. Being present. It's not something you have to wait for. You don't need a quiet room or a special cushion. It's about finding it right here in the messy, real-life moments. It's in your next email, your next phone call, your very next notification. So the only real question is, where are you going to choose to find it today?